Those are cool. Alright, it's a brand new day. The paint on the steering column is now completely dry, and we're ready to throw this thing back in the truck. Still waiting on the part to arrive for the turn signal, hazard lights, that sort of thing, so we won't be putting the steering wheel back on, but we'll get this in the truck. Let's do it. So this is looking down the steering column shaft. You're going to need a 1/2 inch socket or wrench, whatever you choose, to put those 2 bolts in. That holds the steering column up. And then there is the retaining sleeve that's got a rubber gasket around it to kind of seal off the firewall. And you need a 3/8 inch to put those in. And there's 4 of those. So that's what it takes. You just put it down through the hole, secure all those things. I'll have to get down inside the engine bay to attach the bottom knuckle to the gearbox so that it's attached. So it's going to take a little doing because I'm doing this by myself, but I'll be able to get it. There's the 2 bolts that go into the bottom part of the steering column. I left those loose until I had the bottom side connected to the steering gearbox. That's what it's called. And then there's your plate. Get my hand out of the way so it'll actually focus and the light will be right. There's that plate that goes through the firewall with 4 bolts in it. Those are 3/8, and that is 1/2 inch. And I'll show you under the hood. There is the steering knuckle attached to the top of the steering gearbox. You have to take that bolt out. Once it's seated all the way down, then you can put that bolt back in and tighten it back up. And that one is a 9/16. And again, I'll leave links down below to the products. So we bought that piece on Amazon. I'll put a link down below so you'll see what that is. My next task, I think I'm going to start cleaning up the engine. We bought a new carburetor that is sitting on the workbench just waiting to be installed. Now that I know that the engine, the motor is good, we're going to replace the carburetor so that we know we're solid there. Just do some general cleanup under here. I wanted to paint the firewall black. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not at this point, but definitely want to clean the top of the engine so when we pull the carburetor off, we're not dropping stuff down inside, that kind of thing. We got a new air cleaner for it that's a cleaner look than the stock one. Alright, here's a little before picture before I start cleaning. I wrapped a plastic bag and taped that onto the carburetor so that nothing can get down inside the carburetor. And I'm going to start cleaning this off. But I wanted to get some good before pictures, what this looked like, and then I'll show you some after stuff as well, and we'll do a little compare and contrast. I haven't decided how crazy I'm getting with this. I'm just going to start cleaning and my OCD will probably kick in, and I'll probably take this farther than I ever intended to just because of my OCD. But this is what it looks like before. Got grease and grime just built up all down inside all these little cracks and crevices, and the steering gearbox has grease and leaked on, spilled out stuff. The power steering, same. So we'll see how far I take it, but that's what it looks like before. Let's get after it. Wanted to give a quick progress update. I've cleaned about half of the engine, well, top half and the driver's side half. And I just touched my face. I'm probably gonna have nasty all over me. Anyway, I wanted to give a quick progress update and also why I wanted to clean the engine. I'm not going for showroom quality. There's two reasons. First, it bugged me and I wanted to clean it. And second, when we get this running and up to temperature, the likelihood of finding leaks is going to be a lot better if you have a clean, dry surface to work with. Let it run, let it get up to temperature, drive it a couple times, and then look under the engine or under the hood for anything that looks wet. And I put air quotes around that because that's what it kind of looks like when it's leaking. Gear oil, engine oil, coolant, those type of things, they all look like it's just wet. So that's what you're looking for, but here's what it looks like so far. And it's cleaning up quite nicely. These are the original rocker covers. I don't know if you'll be able to read that or not, but the Ford emblem is on it back here in the metal. The original stamping from factory is still on it. I'm not too worried about that. I know that this is a numbers matching engine and transmission because I know the history of the truck. But I'm not really going for that. We're going for like a restoration modification, a resto mod, as it were. Anyway, this is what it looks like now. I've cleaned down in all the crevices. It's going to be hard to see down in there, but it's clean and it's going to be drying as the cleaner dries out. And then you compare that with what this side looks like. It looks pretty darn good, I would say. Not this side. This side. So cleaned off the distributor cap a little bit, but we're good to go. Alright, my OCD wouldn't let me go as far as I wanted to, that's for sure. But at least you can see that the valve covers are blue now. Still have the Ford symbol on them. This one over here still has the sticker on it. With all the details. There's lots of rust and that sort of thing still, but man, it already looks just so much better under there. I at least can sleep knowing that I'll be able to see the leaks, if there's any leaks. It's still a little bit wet down inside there, where I couldn't reach with a rag to dry real good. But I feel confident that I can take the carburetor off and not get a bunch of crap down inside of there. I'll be able to find where all my vacuum hoses and everything connect. Waiting on the brake booster and master cylinder to come in. I'm still tempted to clean up that firewall and paint it black, and maybe even black in here. We've got to order a washer, windshield washer fluid tank. The one that was in here, I touched it and it just crumbled. It just completely disintegrated. So that was a problem. That happened like day 2 we had the truck back in our possession. So, but anyway, I mean, it's still super dirty up under here and it's got a lot of work to be done as far as body work and making it pretty. But we're gonna be able to drive it real soon, and that I'm looking forward to. So, but let's keep after all this stuff, see what we need to do next. Need to wash my hands, that's for sure. I think maybe I will take the carburetor off and get started on that. Tavish is at work tonight, so this will be kind of a surprise for him. I don't even think he knows that the new carburetor came. So let's get the new carburetor on it, the new air cleaner on it, and it'll be that much closer to ready to drive by the time he sees it again. Let's get after it. Shiny new carburetor, came with a new gasket for the intake manifold as well as the air cleaner. So that's pretty awesome. I need to scope this out and see where all of the vacuum hoses connect. Make sure that this is more or less a plug and play option. I believe it is. Congratulations, 2019. Oh, look who's here. Happy graduation, boy.
Thanks.
Got the whole family here.
You like our decorations?
Oh, geez, they're heavy.
Obviously.
Wow!
Wow. Ooh, those are cool. Wow.
That's awesome!
Wow. He wants to go try one on. Wow. Nice. Still need to get tires mounted on them though.
Yeah.
That's coming.